All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ha, Rakak, Kadash, Mama. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS. Salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm the Karab Ban Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den camp of Yasharala here in Jacksonville, Florida. And today I'll be coming out with a little lesson. I won't be before you too long, but the title of this lesson is This is Really the End. Because all the prophecies and the signs that you are seeing now, these are signs of the end times. We are really at the end of this thing. We are not in the days of old anymore. We are in the days of prophecies coming off back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back, just like that. The Most High speeding the times up. And you need to know, according to the scriptures, that this is the end. This is the last hurrah. We are in revelation. We are in the revealing. The prophecies are kicking off, popping off, and if you're not paying attention, you're gonna get caught in a state of, I'm gonna just say the word distraction, because our people are distracted. But you're gonna get caught in a state of being unprepared spiritually for what's gonna happen, mentally what's gonna happen. But without further ado, we get right to the scriptures. This is Matthew chapter 24. I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, "And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you." Verse 5, "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many." This was the Lord talking to the disciples at the time. Yahweh Shai, our Lord, he was talking to the disciples. He was saying, take heed, pay attention that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, and many have come in the name of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. They have come calling him by different names, rather than his true name, which is Yahweh Shai. He the deliverer. He delivers. And they have came, and they have deceived many. Fooled a lot of people. 2/3 of our people think that the Lord's name really truly is Jesus, but it's not. It's Yahweh Shai. They hailing Zeus. And all these false prophets out here, they're fooling the people. They're feeding them trash rather than giving them food that they need to help grow them spiritually. But continuing. Verse 6, it says, "And ye shall hear of rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." See, you're gonna hear about wars, Salakia, and rumors of wars. But don't be troubled. If you're living according to the scriptures and you're living according to Yahweh Yahweh Shai, do not be troubled. But 2/3 of our people, they're gonna be troubled. But again, it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." And it says, see that you be not troubled. These things have to come to pass. This is how you know that this is the end. This is really the end. We are in the last days, literally in the last days. But it's still some things that's got to take place before the end truly comes. But this is really the end. We are in the end. Well, I said this song is almost over. But continuing. Verse 7, it says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places." Is that not happening? Has that not happened? Kingdoms are rising against kingdoms. These other nations are starting to bow up at each other and go to war with each other and fight amongst themselves, especially the nation of Edom. These so-called Caucasians, these white people, these Edomites. It says, "And there shall be famines," and there are famines. There's plenty of countries and different places around the four corners of the earth where there is famines. People are starving, going hungry, dying for want of food and water and bread and different things like that. Pestilences. There are now diseases popping back up that were thought to be done away with. They're coming back. Even new plagues that were in the scriptures that were unheard of. But continuing, I don't want to do too much talking. "And earthquakes in diverse places." There's earthquakes all over the place right now. You having earthquakes all in the North Pole and stuff. That's how you know that this is it. This is the end. Verse 8. This is all these are the beginning of sorrows. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. Continuing. Verse 9, it says, Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And that's what's going on right now. They don't want this truth coming out. So people that claim that they're with you, they'll turn against you and they'll deliver you up because that martial law and different things like that, when Esau implement that, it's going to be some brothers that's going to be martyrs, and they may be betrayed by their own family members. They may be offered up and sent before Esau so that they can be afflicted and even be killed. And this is, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And we're going to be hated. We are hated now. That's how you know this is a prophecy. We are hated now among all the nations. These nations don't like when we get on here and tell the truth. They don't like that. They don't want to hear it. And they hate us for Yahweh Shai HaMashiach's namesake. They hate us for lifting up that banner and holding them to us and holding them to a standard. Especially our people, the Israelites, they hate that. They don't like that we hold them to a standard according to the scriptures. They don't like it. But continuing. Verse 10, it says, And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Many are going to be offended of this truth. They're going to be betraying each other and hating one another. And that's what's going on right now. They're offended of this truth, and people will betray a so-called friend, brother, mother, cousin, or uncle, daddy, whatever, like that. And they hate one another. This place is not, they're like America. This is a prime example. America is a prime example of hate towards another person. The betraying of another person, man, woman, or child. Verse 11, this says, And many false prophets shall rise and deceive many. And that's what's going on. This is a prophecy. Many false prophets shall rise and deceive many. And that's what's going on. That is what has happened. Verse 12, and this is, And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Because iniquity shall abound, the willingness to do wickedly, to not do things with honor, or according to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Yahweh Shai. And the love of many shall wax cold. Right now, the love of many shall wax cold. Somebody can probably get beat up in the street and won't nobody come to the defense. Something can really be going on. Some person can really need help, and people will just stand on the sidelines and watch. Or another example, you may accidentally bump into somebody and they turn around with a straight attitude, ready to try to fight or anything, pulling knives, guns, and so forth and so forth. That is the love of many waxing cold. That's how you know. People getting killed, people getting shot over nothing now. But continuing. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 9, verse 1. He says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, and wonders, and powerful works, and endings, and effects, and signs. And this was Esdras talking to Raphael, or Raphael, but Raphael in the Hebrew. And he was and Raphael answered him. No, Salakia, Uriel. Salakia, I mean to correct that. Uriel was talking to him. He was like, measure all the times, meaning pay attention. Look at what's going on in itself. And when you see part of the signs that have been spoken about in the scriptures, when you see parts of these signs past that we've been told before, then guess what? You're gonna understand that it's the very same time and wherein which the Heavenly Father will begin to visit the earth which he made. By what? Earthquakes storms, pestilences, wars, rumors of wars, sickness, uproars of the people, kingdom going against kingdom. Then you're going to understand that the Most High spake of these things from the beginning, from the times of old. He says, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Just like things have a beginning, well, things also have an end that are manifest in the world, and we are really in the end. This is really the end. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. So, as you can see, we are in those last times. Even so, the Heavenly Father, his works have very plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works, and ending in effects and signs. You see all kind of things going on. You see more chariots than you normally see. They're just not reporting on it. It's more wars, more proxy wars, more uproars of the people. Esau trying to do damage control. These Edomites are trying to do damage control. That's why they're reporting on certain things, like the impeachment trial of Donald Trump. That's useless. They're not reporting on the things that are really happening around the four corners of the earth, which is the uproars of the people, signs and wonders, storms, earthquakes, deaths, pestilences, sicknesses, and different things like that. 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Verse 14. I'm going to read verse 1, then I'm going to jump down to verse 14. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So we got to speak in our people's ears. Who? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That is who we are speaking to. These words of prophecy. These words of prophecy are coming out. The Heavenly Father put these words in our mouth to speak. And cause them to be written in paper, written down, recorded, so that you can read it. But now let's jump down. Verse 5, so like then I'm going to jump down. It says, behold, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Is he not doing these things? Yes, he is doing these things. This is how you know. End times. This is really the end. Now, let's go down to 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of lack of bread, and for great tribulation. And see, and that's what's going on right now. It says, woe, meaning destruction, to the world and them that dwell therein, especially here in America. The sword is, he says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Their judgment draweth nigh. The judgment of this place is drawing nigh. And also the judgment of these other nations is drawing nigh. It's drawing closer. That's why the Heavenly Father has them going to war with each other, having their places bombed and different things like that. That is the Heavenly Father's work. He is doing that. And that's what's going on right now. These nations and all these people, they standing up against each other and fighting against each other. Look at over there in Iran. They fighting against the government. That's Iran versus Iran. And in Saudi and all them other places. Gas prices went up. It caused a mass riot across the whole country. They stand. That's that country standing up and fighting against itself. And that stuff is gonna come here to America. I ain't gonna say that stuff. That is going to come here to America. For this there shall be sedition, uproars among men, great strivings, invading one another, and that's what they're doing right now. They're just not reporting on it. They're not gonna put it on TV because these Edomites won't want you to believe that everything is hunky dory when the Lord is soon to come back. when we are truly at the end of this thing. But they invade one another. They shall not regard their kings. They're not gonna have any they don't have any respect for any people of authority. Period. It says, a man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. Just look at all the what they call the immigrators, the ones that immigrate, the immigrants that immigrate to these other countries, running from sieges and destructions of their own country. They desire to go into another city and they can't. They get denied, or they stuck and trapped in their own native land while there's wars and destruction and pestilence and all this stuff going on. You're not going to be able to go anywhere. And that's the same thing that's going to come to America. And it says, because of their pride, cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And that's what's going on. These other nations have been prideful, just like Esau. The Edomites, these so-called white people, and these Edomites, they're the top prideful people. So guess what? Their cities are going to, right here in America, the cities in America are going to be troubled. The house is going to be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Because they're not going to know what to do, because why? 2/3 of our people are not covered with Yahweh Shah. They're not covered with the truth, the blood. They're not covered with the righteousness. They're covered with wickedness. So they're going to have to suffer these things that are in these scriptures. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. And that's what's going to happen here. That's coming here. That same neighbor that you thought you was cool with, or you think all right with you, he's going to be the same one trying to destroy you for lack of bread. Going to destroy your house, pillaging your house, spoiling your house, robbing, stealing, just so he can eat. This is really the end. Shalom.